A Good Night in Prison by William Morris Sir Guy. Being in the court of a pagan castle. This castle where I dwell, it stands a long way off from Christian lands, a long way off my lady's hands, a long way off the aspen trees, and murmur of the lime tree bees. But down the valley of the rose my lady often hawking goes, heavy of cheer. Oft turns behind, leaning towards the western wind, because it bringeth to her mind sad whisperings of happy times, the face of him who sings these rhymes. King Guilbert rides beside her there, bends low and calls her very fair, and strives, by pulling down his hair, to hide from my dear lady's ken the grisly gash I gave him, when I cut him down at Camelot. However he strives, he hides it not, that tourney will not be forgot. Besides, it is King Guilbert's lot, whatever he says she answers not. Now tell me, you that are in love, from the king's son to the wood dove, which is the better, he or I? For this king means that I should die in this lone pagan castle, where the flowers droop in the bad air on the September evening. Look, now I take mine ease and sing, counting as but a little thing the foolish spite of a bad king. For these vile things that hem me in, these pagan beasts who live in sin, the sickly flowers pale and wan, the grim blue-bearded castellan, the stanchions half worn out with rust, whereto their banner vile they trust. Why, all these things I hold them just as dragons in a missal book, wherein, whenever we may look, we see no horror, yea delight we have, the colors are so bright. Likewise we note the specks of white, and the great plates of burnished gold. Just so this pagan castle, old, and everything I can see there, sick pining in the marshland air, I note. I will go over now, like one who paints with knitted brow, the flowers and all things one by one, from the snail on the wall to the setting sun. 4 great walls, and a little one that leads down to the barbican, which walls with many spears they man, when news comes to the castellan of Launcelot being in the land. And as I sit here, close at hand 4 spikes of sad sick sunflowers stand. The castellan with a long wand cuts down their leaves as he goes by, ponderingly, with screwed up eye, and fingers twisted in his beard. Nay, was it a knight's shout I heard? I have a hope makes me afeard. It cannot be, but if some dream just for a minute made me deem I saw among the flowers there my lady's face with long red hair, pale, ivory-colored dear face. Come, as I was wont to see her some fading September afternoon, and kiss me, saying nothing, soon to leave me by myself again. Could I get this by longing? Vain, the castellan is gone. I see on one broad yellow flower a bee drunk with much honey. Christ! Again, some distant knight's voice brings me pain. I thought I had forgot to feel. I never heard the blissful steel these 10 years past. Year after year, through all my hopeless sojourn here, no Christian pennon has been near. Laus Deo, the dragging wind draws on over the marshes. Battle won, knights' shouts, and axes hammering. Yea, quicker now the dint and ring of flying hoofs. Ah, castellan, when they come back count man for man, say whom you miss. The pagans, from the battlements. Mahound to aid, why flee ye so like men? Dismayed? The pagans, from without. Nay, haste, for here is Launcelot, who follows quick upon us, hot and shouting with his men at arms. Sir Guy. Also the pagans raise alarms, and ring the bells for fear. At last my prison walls will be well past. Sir Launcelot, from outside. Ho! In the name of the Trinity, let down the drawbridge quick to me, and open doors, that I may see Guy the good knight. The pagans, from the battlements. Nay, Launcelot, with mere big words ye win us not. Sir Launcelot. Bid Miles bring up La Perriere, and archers clear the vile walls there. Bring back the notches to the ear, shoot well together. God to aid, these miscreants will be well paid. Hurrah, all goes together. Miles is good to win my lady's smiles for his good shooting. Launcelot. On knights. Apace, this game is hot. Sir Guy saith afterwards. I said, I go to meet her now, and saying so, I felt a blow from some clenched hand across my brow, and fell down on the sunflowers just as a hammering smote my ears. After which this I felt in sooth, my bare hands throttling. Without ruth the hairy-throated castellan. Then a grim fight with those that ran to slay me, while I shouted, God for the Lady Mary. Deep I trod that evening in my own red blood. Nevertheless so stiff I stood, that when the knights burst the old wood of the castle doors, I was not dead. I kiss the Lady Mary's head, her lips, and her hair golden red, because today we have been wed.